Hey guys, this is Manshark Sub LPs. I'm Sub, this is Crusader Kings II, and this is Millennia in the Making episode 98. We're currently playing as Kaiser Wilhelm III of the Holy Roman Empire, and he is the son of Kaiser Wilhelm II, who himself was the grandson of Kaiser Wilhelm I, and so on and so forth, all the way back to our starting character, Duke Otto of Saxony. I've just noticed that we're still monitoring Simon Littlefinger here, our prospective adventurer threat from the other day. His adventurer threat has passed, so we're just going to unmark him. And other than that, we really don't seem to be in much of a position of doing anything, unfortunately. We have some duchies that we're going to form. Right, last episode, which wasn't actually yesterday for me, we stole the kingdom of Italy off this fellow. Not this fellow, but, you know, the Italian fellow. And we sent offers out to his former vassals to be all like, hey, you know what? We're pretty cool guys. You should vote for us. And we're also trying to increase the crown authority in Italy itself so that we can get it away from Gavelkind, because honestly, while Gavelkind isn't an issue for us right now because we only have one son, if we get a second son, it will be a huge issue for us. Okay, so Sardinia here and Ancona here have joined up our little, burgeoning empire. So, how's that affected our retinues? We could get another knight retinue. I believe we did need one. Or several, because we'd already given Duke Christopher's army its 2 other knight retinues. So now we were looking at getting them for everybody else. So we can only afford one, but that's fine. And we'll send that one over to these guys up here. And that's because of the Ruthenians. Last episode, you may remember that I was a little cross at the Ruthenians, for they managed to muster an army, a sizable army, and actually defeat me in a battle. I was not impressed. Also, I'm going to take the Duchy of Lombardy off this fellow and give it to this guy. Now, why I did that? One, gives me 100 points of, stuff with this guy, and he's content, and he's a good duke. He's a good duke. But the real reason why I took it was to try and split this guy's land. We're not going to be able to split Modena. We could claim it, and then, fight him for it. But we don't have to do that, because we have de jure claims on goddamned everything. So I'm not going to press for claims on Cremona, which is this place here, Trent, that there, or Urbino, because these 3 guys who I'd be pressing the claims for already have near max or max opinion of me. So if they want that stuff, they can take it them damn selves. What I can do is press claims on Ravenna, or Parma, or Modena itself. I'm thinking we'll press a claim on Ravenna. That'll get us a new count. Okay, so what we want to do here, we don't want to gain the county ourselves, because then it gets annoying when we have to give it out and things like that. So, the attack on Modena, excuse me, will give us a new count. The attack on Ravenna will give us a new count. Let's check out these guys. He's not great, but he's alright. And this one? This one's possessed, so he's not great to begin with. So let's try and take Modena from Duke Gaston, the ill ruler. Where are we? Does your claim on Modena? Just check that out. Yep, all good. Get it going. And Italy, well, Modena now just can't fight back, seriously. We also have a truce with the Duke of, or the King of Burgundy, and with the King of France. That's alright. Let's have a look at the Burgundian Revolt. We have various claims on these places. Valais over here, which we could press. Savoy? It's the Duchy of Savoy, so that's actually really good for us. That would be a good one, because it includes this province here as well. Let's see, what else can we press? That one probably, it's held, well, the claim is held by a bishop. And there's Bern. So all of these free places here. Let's get our dudes and send them over to Argyle. And I think... no, we'll send them over to Grissons and try and take Valais. Because getting the Duchy of Savoy lets us then, when the truce runs out with Modena, or more correctly when Duke Gaston here dies, we will be able to claim that as well. And that will give us part of Burgundy. I'm still amazed that this war is still going on. They're at 92%. They're almost done with it, so we want to get in there and, you know, get it sorted. And this little fight up here, Russ. It's probably going to be a holy war, bro. We could do a de jure claim for some dudes, but, you know. And actually, the fact that these two places are already part of Vladimir helps us out with assigning the places around, because we'll just, like, give them to this guy or to this guy to hand out as he will. And we'll get opinion from that. So let's start the move into... either of them is not going to matter because the actual ruler over us is up here. Let's get that started then. So yeah, we could do a holy war for below zero. We could do the holy war for Agra up here for some reason. But we're actually going to do the holy war for Vladimir. Again, because that purges all people who aren't German, who aren't Catholic from the realm. And you know, if there's one thing we Germans like, it's a good purge. What? I'm going to resist my foul impulses. This war isn't going quite as I thought it would. I lose more men per battle than I'd planned, and the sieges is going on forever. It's a bit of a grammar issue there, I think. More manpower and more siege weapons is what I need. Perhaps a friend could assist me in this. So, we could ask my friend, Bishop Ernst, to join in on the war. We could ask him for some monetary help. Or, I need no help, this war will soon be won. Let's ask our friend to join in, and if he wasn't like a vassal of our vassal, that would probably get him to join in, but he is, so it might do nothing. Either way, let's go beat up this army and then come back. We're not going to catch them, so I'm not going to bother chasing them. Just keep the siege on. And our money is, as usual, just racking in. Don't be plotting. It is bad for you to be plotting, guys. Yeah, so we don't particularly want to change the law in Italy as soon as we get to High Crown Authority. We will leave that until we manage to change the law in the HRE. Because it will piss off people. Don't get me wrong, it will piss off people. And we don't want people to be pissed off from that. How are the factions? Independence is only at 12.8%, that's fine. Moskva has converted. Is that where this guy was? It was! Wonderful. So we'll move him up river a little bit to, what's this? Peryaslaval Zaleski. Just every one of those we get, the less chance we have of a religious uprising. Which is good. Ah, he's not able to help us. And honestly, that's quite true. He was never going to be able to help us. Because he's already involved in the war, technically. It's just really weird that we would call on him like that, I guess. We should have just said no. No, we're good. I mean, we could have asked him for money, but he doesn't have much money, and I'd prefer that he used his money to, you know, purchase improvements at his place. Before we start this war against Burgundy, because I'm almost certain that it's going to end as soon as we start it, I'll move my guys down to defeat that army. A rather nettlesome neighbour keeps sending me envoys begging for money or demanding tribute. I feel rather confused about his arbitrary ways, and I am not sure what to do. I will send him roses, or nail the envoys' hats to their head. I'll send him roses. And this army will come down like that. Then I'll send them back up, and we can look at, you know, taking Savoy. Or the Duchy of Savoy, anyway. Other trade zones. Yeah, we really are going to have to do another embargo, you know, at some stage. Excuse me. Just because the peasants don't appear to be expanding that much. I mean, honestly, even when we give them room to expand, they don't seem to be expanding much. It does cost money to build a trade post. Like, I know that. And 50 tech points from Damietta. Oh, jeez. That's a tough question. I'm gonna say military. Military it is. Even though we're so far away from actually getting anything else in military, every point matters. So yeah, we could ask him to join the war. What we're actually going to do is just say, I need no help. Deal with it. Okay. We're still trying to save up money, I remember. We're going for about 1,000 as our bank balance. Really, Arnold? Don't be an idiot. And this guy's trying to kill Benoit de Sully. I don't actually know who Benoit de Sully is, so don't do that. We can find out, actually. My uncle. Alright. Whatever. Alright, so we're going to smash this army up and go see if Burgundy's still in the same condition that it was. Really? Just what? Okay, we have a marriage offer from the King of France and Galatia. He wishes to marry Twyfl Mac Murchad, who is ugly. To Princess Wilhelmina, my sister, who has inheritable claims on some things and claims on others. No. Decline. Instead, we will marry her to... maybe someone local. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay, so what we're going to try and do is find somebody else with the strong characteristic. So we go to find characters. We want them to be male, obviously. Not in prison. Not married. Not a ruler. Adult would be great. Don't care about the house. My religion. My culture. Search all. And we go down to the young ones. Here's a strong one. Luitpold. Yes. Very good. Can we invite him to court? No. Oh, what about this one? No. What if we give him 20 bucks? No, still no. Could have really known that because he's got so many negatives there. What else do we have? We're just checking for genetic traits, really. Luitpold. No, but he's close on it, so maybe if we give him 20 bucks. Yes. Good man. So the point of this is to make a matrilineal marriage. Of course. Big battle there. In fact, such a big battle that it's almost won as a war. Which is great. Always a big thing. And that's what she said. There we go, so he's joined up. That's cool. Let's arrange his marriage to my dear sister, Wilhelmina, who doesn't like us much, but that doesn't matter. It's matrilineal. Done. The point is, maybe now they'll start, getting their shit together. This guy died. He was educating our son in diplomacy. So, let's find somebody to educate our son in diplomacy. Yeah, this is a real pain in the ass. You know what? Wilhelmina might be alright. Not really. Christine, the Duchess of Polotsk, is actually pretty good for it, I think. Alright, done. It is a risk. Don't get me wrong there. It's a risk having our only child and heir educated by anybody who isn't us. But it's one that I'm kind of willing to take because we don't have a very good stat right here. And who educates you depends on, that's how you get that stat. There's percentage chances and all that sort of rubbish, but it's really just hard up on that thing. What stat you have, this one here, your educated children have the highest chance to get that stat. Slightly, and then they've got fuck's sake. Then they have a slightly lesser chance to get similar stats, so more diplomacy traits here. And then the baseline to get everything else. God, now he's got a peasant revolt. God damn, Burgundy. Oh, he's just in a world of trouble, isn't he? Come on. Okay, he's in position, so we'll start the move into Valais. It's only going to take 10 days. And it's a claim for Savoy for this guy. Just to make sure. Yep. He is a landholder. We want to declare it as soon as possible to the 10th. So about now. Because if they raise troops up in Valais, Valais is an amazingly defensive province. It's in mountains to begin with. It's only got 2 provinces that you can attack into it from. Both of those provinces are mountains, so they have reduced supply limits. I think it's a good defensive thing anyway. Apparently this war still isn't going as I thought it would, but I will win it personally. I'm not even sure which war it's talking about. I assume the Italian War? You know, maybe? Okay, so after we deal with Burgundy, we might take a little chunk out of Aquitaine. I think we were gearing up for that anyway because we had a claim on some of their land. Yes, La Marche there for the Duke of Berry. And that would allow me to form the Duchy of Bourbon and give it to one of them and etc. Do the usual thing. I mean, I could also just take the damn place. We have enough titles to take the Kingdom of Rus, Swemi, or France. Okay, so with Rus, we can't actually take Rus right now because the current holder is under war from us. But when it says, like, it would previously say, oh, you can't take the title from somebody of another religion who holds titles in the land. He no longer holds titles in the land. The Kingdom of Siraj is part of Perm, of the county of Siraj is part of the Kingdom of Perm, so he no longer holds personal holdings in that land. Therefore, as soon as we finish this war, we can take the Kingdom of Rus. Not that it'll get as much, because the Russian kind of... Actually, you know what? It will get us something, because he doesn't have a duchy title, so this guy will become free. He won't join in, but we can still declare war on him for his stuff. We are not going to do that, though, because of de jure drift. But it gives us something to do after we switch to primogeniture in the HRE. How are we doing on that anyway? The vassal opinion thing is going to be the biggest pain in the ass because we need to make all of these people, well, everybody Duke or above, I believe it is, like us. So King Johann here is the biggest problem. We can only pump him by 43. We could release him, we'd get massive benefits from that. We can't revoke any of his titles because he was a traitor to my father, not to me. We may just have to wait for him to die, which would be a real big pain in the ass because he's only 49. Easy to kill, but again, he's a, Littlefinger, so that's a problem. Contemplating assaulting this place. I don't want to have this war annulled. Siege of Vladimir is complete. Wonderful. Let's punch through the city. Excuse me. Punch through the temple. And then head up to Suzdal. Then once we occupy both of these places, we'll consider crossing that river. Oh good, we finally took a place. He still thinks he's hot shit. Alright, we'll see how he feels about that when we take that castle. Or, not castle, the city. Yeah, so we're going to head up to Suzdal, and then when we take those places, if we still haven't won the war by that point, we'll be heading up to like Stroma or something to get these guys to try and come down. We're actually making pretty decent progress on that siege. Yeah, Munchen is now fully equipped for our current tech level. I think our defenders in Galach-Mursky made a fuck up and reduced their morale by 10%. Yeah. We could start trying to get them to move. We might do that, actually, so we'll try head into Rostov and see what happens. Head to Rostov and then up to Kostroma, cross the Volga. Because I don't particularly want them to capture my stuff. Join up. Good on you. And we definitely don't want to cross the Volga straight at them because, you know, that is seriously a dumb tactical idea. How are we doing? You should stop trying to kill people. It is bad for you. Okay, yep, they've started moving, but way too late. And we have a little siege going on up there, it's fine. Beating up this army should actually give us enough war score to declare victory. Let's punch through that place. Wonderful. And we successfully kidnapped this woman here, who may not be sold back. That's alright, to the dungeon troop with you. Here comes a fight, which we should easily win. Yep. No dramas here. A little bit slower than usual, but here it goes. And we successfully took that place, or that city, which gives us 100% war score. Wonderful. Good work, me. Now what's this guy in trouble with? He's being attacked in a trade war or something. That's alright. That's fine. You know what, Genoa? We could try the experiment. As if you remember, back a few episodes, I was talking about we were trying to get a claim on Capua, we still are, so that we could then press for it and give the city to a baron and, you know, convert it to a proper feudal holding like that. We can do the same thing with Genoa, because if we do a de jure claim, we get the Grand City. We don't get this guy as a, you know, minion or anything like that. We get the Grand City. And if I'm right, there's definitely a barony held by Baron Antonio here. Okay, yeah, let's do this. So we'll move to Lucca. They're already having problems with Venice. Okay, we beat that battle up. It hasn't given us enough war score to win, but we'll chase the guys down into the province that we should be besieging anyway. Okay, so these guys get to Lucca and start the march into Genoa. It takes them about 20 days. Got a new mayor in Pisa. That's alright. It happens. He doesn't particularly like us, but then again, the Pisans rarely do. And I'm not interested in improving his opinion of me. Right. Now what this should do when we take it, should wipe out all of these Salmon Genoa province holding things, which should give the Pisans much more room to maneuver. But they should also be taking up here and all this sort of stuff. What are you doing, Pisa? Fucking, I don't know. Also, the eventual trade war with Venice has improved a lot. Not Venice, Amalfi, because of these two provinces here. Okay, wonderful. Alright, let's get this war declaration on. It's a de jure claim. Off we go. What's this? A peace offer from the Russian. done. So, as usual, we have way too many holdings all of a sudden. But that's okay. We just assign these ones out. Make him stop moving. Now, they were part of the Duchy of Vladimir, which was already held by a dude. We're going to give this guy one of them. Just make him a double count. We're going to give him Vladimir itself. No, we're going to give him Suzdal, because Vladimir will be the county capital, of the duchy capital. You can see that. So, whoever holds the duchy of Vladimir, like this guy does, will want that, no matter what. So we give it to him. Sorted. Now, these guys... I think we should fight up there. Yeah. Continue taking parts of Scandinavia. So we can just go up there. That'll be fine. Nice and easy. Okay, so now we're just going to try and focus on Genoa and see how that goes. Genoa? Nah, man. Totally didn't. Oh, that was terrible. That was an utterly terrible joke. But I don't apologize because, well, fuck it. Okay, and we got another battle down here, which we won handily. No, won't take peace. That's alright. I don't want him to take peace. Yet. The issue here is that the Venetians occupy the main city. So I'm not sure what effect that will have. I mean, I know if rebels occupy the city, then you start having a problem with, like, you don't get it, sort of thing. But one thing we can be doing by this is stopping him from just giving up to the Venetian. Apparently we lost a lot of claims there, that's alright. How long have we held the HRE for? 6 years. Ish. Yeah, so what I will try and do here is get enough war score to win, and then I'll declare war on the Venetians. Just an embargo war. Nothing special. It's pretty much the only one we can do. But that will give us the added bonus of becoming hostile to Venice, which will let us siege the actual city of Genoa away from them. And apparently the Genoans are futilely attempting to besiege Pavia. Good on them. And I don't think I mentioned it, but we took the war goal for this war here. Oh yes, now you see we could usurp the Kingdom of Rus. I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to wait on that. After all, we still have some stuff that we could buy in, say, one of my holdings, maybe. Get rid of the antivirus, which just popped up. Wow. Jousting lists in storage mode. We're almost out of things to buy. That's quite incredible. Now, the knight retinues are definitely expensive in terms of both money and, what do you call it? Retinue cap. But I feel that it's worth it to have that many heavy cavalry, because heavy cavalry, I think heavy cavalry is phenomenal. Yeah. I don't know the exact stats. It's one big difference between this game and Europa Universalis 4. In Europa Universalis 4, you know what the stats are. And you have to take account for this. In this one, it's just kind of like, well, fuck it, just throw guys at things. The retinues give you the opportunity to customize your army, but when you come here and raise up troops, like, say, from Munchen, you don't get a choice what you're raising up, you're just getting everybody. Speaking of that, though, we should probably get a few pikeman retinues or defense retinues at some point. Maybe 2 per flank. Not as expensive as shock, and pikemen are good on the defense. So in case we get attacked. I mean, yes, we're supposed to be mainly an offensive army, but you know. I'm beginning to think that Wilhelmina, my courtier, is starting to fancy me. Well, I could use the additional children. About to have some buildings complete in Wien and Eppenstein from the look of it. It's good to be the Kaiser. It sure is. Yeah, punch it. I am getting a little aggressive with my attack. With my attacks on places. Rostov has converted to the Catholic faith. That was not where this guy was. Nope, good. Yep, punch down that place. They're very close to pressing their victory against the actual King of Burgundy, and as soon as they do that, our war will end. Okay, a famous herald, well versed in the diplomatic protocol, has arrived at our court. He is proposing his services to us, and our chamberlain is saying we could make good use of this man. I can always use more men, which is totally what she said. Or another mouth to feed is not what I need. So, I'm going to spend the money. So we lost 170 gold or so, and we got... It'll be this fellow here. He's German, he's Catholic, he's not that good. And what he does, I mean, he's got really good stats. Chaste is a bit annoying. So, that's just somebody that we can give land to at some point if we have to. Always a good thing. Stop murdering people. How are we doing here? Still, the war is not going as I planned. That's firing so much now, and I think it's just because we have a friend. Which is a little weird. Is that honestly where Monaco is? Wow, that's news to me. I thought Monaco was down here and... No, that's Morocco. Ah, right, yes. Huh, well, you learn something every day, and today I've learnt where Monaco is. Well then. But nobody ever say that video games didn't, you know, provide an education. Okay, looks like the Venetian War actually ended, so that's stopped us from having to declare war on Venice just to get our stuff. And it's let us take a really easy victory over the Genoa just there. Yeah, we also captured this dude, who could be not ransomed back. Okay. Well then, I guess we don't ransom him back. But, we can declare victory. Okay, yep, so we've got that, and it is telling us that it's the wrong type of holding. So what we want to do here is come to the Barony of Luna and Antonio here, and say, you grant the landed title of the County of Genoa. And that's actually made it a county. Like, yeah, it's shifted the primary holding to be the barony. And no Genoa. We've wiped it off the map. So, that works. That works very well. It's very interesting. I'm going to give Pisa a little bit of time to come around here and take this stuff. And Corsica. But we may be declaring on Amalfi and all that sort of stuff fairly soon. Just to strip them of their lands and get some money for it. And I'm actually going to take our Chancellor here and put him in Venice to fabricate a claim. That's because we can get Amalfi by eventually taking Sicily from the Byzantines. But Venice is a pain in the ass. Venice is its own independent kingdom level title. We would have to be the Byzantine Emperor before we could start fucking with them. We're not going to be the Byzantine Emperor. Except by some sort of weird-ass chance, which I doubt is going to happen. So we're going to fabricate a claim on the place, which again is why we're saving up money. And we're going to use that to take the place and do exactly what we just did in Genoa. Now what might happen, and it would be unfortunate, is if, like how Pisa spontaneously formed under us, if the same thing happens with a Genoan mayor, like with Urkel here, that would be annoying. But what we would do in that case is release him as an independent entity and then go to war with him and fuck him up. Like how we could do that with Pisa. We could come here and say, no, apparently we can't because he's a Catholic de jure vassal. That is honestly the most irritating thing. One of the most irritating things. There are several most irritating things. And how's this army here? This army here is doing its thing. Okay, so we've got some claims here. Okay, so these two claims are technically for the same person. For my brother. And this claim is for Duke Leopold of Finland. Which I don't care about too much, but my brother could use a bit of an opinion boost. So let's look at the difference. If we claim it, Prince Rudgar gains the county of Pajanma. And here he definitely gets plus 100 opinion and the county of Cantillati? Oh, I see the difference. Right. Yes, that's actually for different places. This is Cantillati up here. That's where he's got the de jure claim. And over here is Pajanma, where he has the normal claim. I don't want him to have Pajanma because that's technically this kid's. So we'll declare war for Cantillati after we start our troops sending up there because it takes them over a month to get there. Then after that we'll probably de jure claim for Kola up there. From Swemi. And we just won't form the kingdom title immediately. We'll take the whole place. We're going to take all of Swemi because it's all in the way. I guess we could leave Kola alone and usurp Swemi off the guy. Yeah, I don't particularly want to, though. I'll just take the whole place and we won't form the kingdom title until the time comes. It is probably the easiest way of doing it. The Lords of Italy have finally approved of High Crown authority. Good. Even better, he's raised up troops. That's a poor decision on his part. I am going to annihilate him. The guy who we married Princess Wilhelmina here to has died of sickness. Let's try and find her another fellow. Okay, so great. It's retained all of our stuff from previous times. This guy probably still won't move. No. This guy probably still won't move. One of the reasons why they're not moving is they have no reason. And that's because they have no claims. Claims have a big reason thing here. If you get somebody who has a reason to move, it's usually because they have a claim and their current lord has no ability to press it. You can probably pay this guy money and he'd turn up. But attractive is good, but it's not the best. I'm gonna just try paying this guy money. No, it's almost there. What about this dude? He doesn't like his liege, so he might be a shoo-in. Ah, see, there we go. This guy has claims on something. Claims on the county of Bamberg and the bishopric of Bamberg. And, okay, so what we have here is, it's completely cancelling itself out, but it's a good description. So it says, Kaiser Wilhelm III is unable to press my claims. That's true, because he has claims for stuff inside our realm. But, Kaiser Wilhelm III has the power to press my claims. That's great. You know, so that cancels itself out because it's -5 +5. Unfortunately, he also has a modifier here called Found My Calling. Let's just give him some money. No. Almost. Very close, but not it. That's unfortunate. And now we're starting to get up into the age bracket where I kind of consider it to be a lost cause. Yeah, so we're going to come all the way back down here. Scrolly scroll. Just get one of these attractive dudes. Right, he's already dead. You! No, but what if I gave you some money? Oh yes, how about that? Excellent. Okay, and in a couple of days, he'll be over. And we can marry him to my dear sister. Additionally, he's a German Catholic, so that helps. Arrange marriage between yourself and Wilhelmina. It's matrilineal. Enjoy it. We do lose prestige for that because they're lowborn or, you know, the sons of barons and things like that, but fuck it. We don't have to worry about prestige. We are honestly fine. We're going to attack that place. Yep, nice and easy. Attack the next place. This will probably give us the 100%. It has. Wonderful. New Pope. So Pope Sixtus V has died and been replaced by Pope Paul III, who hates me. Hates me. He's also infirm and possessed, so he's not long for this world. And he's a Littlefinger. I don't know how we keep on getting Littlefinger popes. Not when the College of Cardinals is dominated by the Byzantines. Actually, the Byzantines are themselves Littlefingers, so that makes sense. Alright, so Emmy, how you doing? You know, I'm kind of thinking it will do the de jure claim on Kemi, because then we're connected up. So the 18th of January, that is so far away. Amalfi. So it's a fair amount of money. It gets us a lot of piety, and it gets us piety. Okay, so normally if we take on the Venetian, all we get is money. 318 gold. Nice and easy. If we take on the Amalfian, Doge Blaz, we not only get the gold, but we get piety as well, and that's because he's Orthodox. Like, he's not Catholic, basically. So yeah, we're going to do that. And instead of going immediately to the trade posts and beating them up, what we're doing is going to the city and beating that up. I could raise troops in some of the places, because I'm not going to get boats and come on over here to these trade posts and beat them up. That's kind of dumb. But I could raise 400 or so troops just to slowly siege them down, but honestly I think we'll have this without even attacking a single trade post. It's not too big of an issue. And where's our other guys? They're still fighting Burgundy. He's won, so we really need to hurry up and get through this. Oh shit, that would have been smart. We should have noticed that this place had no troops in it and come down and attacked it. Fortunately, assuming he doesn't just declare victory, we may be able to get this done. Still. It's going to be tight. I wonder if they have duchies down here that we could take abuse of? What's that? That's the Duchy of Capua. It's only a two county duchies are annoying for you when you're trying to conquer stuff. Because you can't usurp it without having both of them. Down here though, the Duchy of Lucania is where Amalfi is, and that's a free county thing, so we could potentially get, you know, the holdings on that. Also, I don't think that the Duchy of Capua exists. It does not. This guy has what's called the Distant Realm modifier, and he won't accept vassalization because we are technically a distant realm to him. Yes, we're only a couple of kilometers this way, or miles if you prefer that particular expression, but we're not connected to him. So he doesn't want to be a vassal. Vyazma has converted to the Catholic faith. Cool. Okay, that's a nice little bit of war score, and I will definitely straight up attack these places. Just because it's going to be kind of annoying to, you know, have them annul my war. And so this war up here is almost about to start. It's actually almost the end of the episode, so, you know, a couple of minutes. And we'll be fine on that. But let's just get this war rolling. So, declare war. De jure claim on Kemi. Set it off. And yeah, he raised up some troops. Not all of them, because that's not his personal holding. But that's alright. Let's just deal with these Burgundians. That's the main concern for me at the moment. And you'll notice that after everything that I take, I'm checking. I'm checking to see if he'll accept the peace offer. Excuse me. Come on. Still no. Okay, so we need to have a look around a bit. That place has 1,600 troops and fort level of 5. This place has 2,000 troops and a fort level of 5.5. And this place has like 2,500, so we're going down to Vienne. Now what we could do, if we wanted to be a complete dick about it and maybe actually do something here. You know what? That's a good idea. We're headed down to the actual Burgundian territory, not the revolt territory. 2 reasons. 1, if we can find his army and beat it, we'll win that war. 2, if we can't find his army, we can remove his occupations and fuck over his war score. And thereby make it so that he can't just declare victory. Coincidentally, there's his army. We're not going to catch it, but that's alright. At the moment. Oh, come on. Worst thing is an annulled war. One of the worst things, anyway. Okay, so they're down in there and they're not going to be doing anything. And it's easy to lift occupations because occupations cannot reinforce levies. They can only reinforce garrisons. So we just assault through. And now, yeah, see, we've taken him off 100%. Which is great. We've essentially prolonged the Burgundian War. We're kind of dicks like that. Bunch of lost claims from somebody dying, I guess. So yeah, I don't know how long this war's actually been going for. You know, there is actually a way to check that. You go to the wars list. We can look it up by war score. It's this one here. For fuck's sake, really? It started on the 6th of April, 1087. Let me just do a little bit of maths here. 26 years-ish. It is the longest war in existence, beating the next one by 16 years. Wow, Burgundy. Wow. That's insane. And now we're just going to fuck it up even more for the poor bastards. But it is really getting close to that end of the episode time. So let me just try and push through on these to make sure that they can't declare it over. We're actually going to wipe out every... We're going to try and wipe out every single part of the Burgundian occupation just to piss people off. You can see up here, our occupation has been removed from Forcalquia. That's because these guys got there and we had basically no one there. I think. I'm not sure. But either way, you can see we're really dropping his war score. He's probably got a decent amount of it from battles, but this is going to prevent him from declaring victory. Yeah, really nicely. Massive dick move on our part. We don't actually get anything from this. You know. All we're getting now is ticking war score. But we've reduced his war score to 41% from 100. And we captured this young lady. She's not ransomable. Fine. We're going to go and try and beat up these guys, but we're going to deal with that next episode because we're right on that line and I'm kind of hungry, so I want to go eat something. So if you have any questions or comments, well, feel free to leave them below and I'll get to them as soon as possible. If you liked this video, well, please send me a like. I'd really like to see that. Cough. And if you would like to see more of this sort of thing, well, please, the subscribe button is just next to my name down below, I think. But, in the meantime, I've been Sub, you've been yourselves. Later.